No DQ Galaxy, we are live with a recap of AEW Dynamite for Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. Shout out to everybody watching this, whether it's live or on demand. Early birds, Jonathan, Mohammed, Ryan, Matthew, City by the Bay, Steve-O, and of course, good old JM, Jeff Meacham. Now, before I begin, I would like to offer my condolences to the friends and family and fans of the late, great superstar Billy Graham, one of the most influential wrestlers of all time. One of my dad's favorites. I remember my dad always mimicking Billy Graham's promos. Billy Graham, no doubt, was one of the most charismatic superstars. He was the guy that really made that term something in wrestling, superstar. He was indeed a superstar. He had the look, he had the character. Without him, who knows if there would have been a Hulk Hogan or a Scott Steiner or even a Ric Flair to the level that Flair reached. So many wrestlers were influenced by Billy Graham. He will no doubt be missed greatly. Now, let's get to Dynamite. A lot of news to cover. Very eventful day. Make sure you stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. Wardlow, the TNT champion, kicked off the show. He got right to the point. He called out Christian Cage. Christian showed up with Luchasaurus. They exchanged some words in the ring. Christian said that Wardlow does not have what it takes, and that's when Wardlow grabbed Christian by the throat. Luchasaurus attacked Wardlow. Wardlow fought back, but Christian gave Wardlow a low blow and then pulled out a ladder. Christian Cage, of course, known for the ladders. He used the ladder. Wardlow was choke slammed through the ladder by Luchasaurus, and then Christian took down Wardlow with the kill switch onto the remains of the ladder, and they left him laying. Later on backstage, Arn Anderson confronted Wardlow and asked, what is Wardlow prepared to do about this situation? And Wardlow challenged Christian to Christian's own match, his own game, a ladder match at Double or Nothing, which I am looking forward to, but I tend to prefer the multi-man ladder matches. I just don't think a one-on-one ladder match is as exciting. And also with Christian at his age, not sure if he should be doing these matches, but they are doing it. They will have a one-on-one ladder match, and I do not see Christian winning the title. I see some comments about it. I don't think they should hot potato the title any more than they have. Plus, they really should be doing Luchasaurus versus Wardlow for the title. I feel like Christian is just a filler opponent. Caleb sent in a $2.17 super chat. Thank you for that. Says, Christian deserves a title in AEW. At this stage of the game, it would be nice, but I don't really think it's necessary. Christian is an all-time legend, but I think he's fine where he's at in a supporting role. And also, I think that Christian is best off as a manager type of role rather than being in the ring. But you put him in there every now and then for a match, that's fine. I know people love Christian. There's a lot of nostalgia, but I don't think he should be holding a title at this stage of the game, and certainly should not be beating Wardlow. Could you have Christian maybe win a battle royal to win the international title? You could do that, but not really necessary, in my opinion. Endeavor Representative sent in a $9.99 super chat. Thank you for that. Much appreciated. Says, huge announcement. He has been told that with the absolutely amazing job that he's done for Endeavor, he is awarded with an ironclad contract to continue analyzing WWE programming here on No DQ. There you have it. If you've enjoyed the rants, or should I say the analysis of Endeavor representative, well, there's plenty more to come apparently. So thank you for that, Endeavor representative. But we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite, so let's get right into it. Opening segment was straight and to the point. We had our first match of the evening. We actually kicked off Dynamite with a promo, an angle, not a match. We had Orange Cassidy, the international champion, and Darby Allin versus Lee Moriarty and Big Willie, Big Bill, whatever you want to call him. Orange Cassidy's back was taped up, and in the beginning, him and Lee traded some one counts. Crowd had a lot of fun with that. Standard tag team match here. They worked over OC for a while. Darby got a hot tag, but then the bad guys regained the upper hand for a while. Things started to break down. Darby took down Big Willie with the code red, and that was the real turning point here. Beach break to Lee. Darby got the win. After hitting the coffin drop, he scored the victory with the headlock takeover as a little shot at MJF. And yes, Pockets does tend to open up Dynamite. I feel like we hear that music at the start of every other episode of Dynamite. Match was fine, pretty standard here. Good guys got the win. Darby picks up some momentum. Lee takes the fall. No shocker. Backstage, the Young Bucks arrived at the arena and they were asked about Kenny Omega, but then they were quickly confronted by the Blackpool Combat Club. The Bucks threw their luggage bags at them. A fight broke out, but the numbers game caught up with them, and the Blackpool Combat Club targeted the arm of Matt Jackson. We had Orange Cassidy saying that he'll fight anybody at Double or Nothing. They just need to talk to Tony Khan. And then later on, Renee Paquette revealed that like 20 people actually went to Tony Khan about having a match for the international title. This led to Orange Cassidy saying, well, let's do a match with all of them. Orange Cassidy said they'll do a 21-man, since it's Las Vegas, a 21-man lumberjack match at Double or Nothing for the title, international title on the line. And they're really teasing the idea that Orange Cassidy's getting tired, and it's been tough for him to defend the title every week. We'll see what happens. Could he lose the title here? Somebody else wins a battle royal and gets the title that way? Time will tell. We had Sammy Guevara versus Exodus Prime. Sounds like a Transformers character. Basically a squash match. And then afterwards, Sammy basically cut a babyface promo. Said that he's not perfect. He makes mistakes. And he said it takes a few wrong turns to get to the right place. Sounds like Bugs Bunny when he took the wrong turn in Albuquerque but got to the beach. Although if Bugs Bunny was around when Breaking Bad was on, then Bugs Bunny would have stayed in Albuquerque just for the fun. Anyways, Sammy said he will prove the naysayers wrong. We had a video package with the pillars. And then we had Tony Schiavone interviewing Team Jeff Jarrett. They had two guitars, one with Cash's name, one with Dax Harwood's name. But before they could talk, Satnam Singh was pushed off the stage through a table by FTR. A huge fight broke out. And get this. So FTR, they were going for the big rig when Karen Jarrett showed up. Yes, Jeff Jarrett's wife, Karen, who we last saw in Impact Wrestling and Global Force Wrestling back when they had the Global Force Gold. Karen Jarrett, low blow, and then Satnam Singh returned double choke slam to poor Dax, and then both members of FTR got hit with a guitar. Actually, both of them got the choke slam, double choke slam, and then double guitar shots. Team Jarrett on top here. So yeah, Team Jarrett really getting the upper hand as we head into Double or Nothing. Karen Jarrett is on AEW TV. What is going on here? And a happy birthday to Calvin Bowman, 38 years old. Shout out to Calvin. Yeah, Jeff Jarrett must be doing a good job with his live events because Tony Khan allowing Jeff's wife to appear on television. And yes, Bugs Bunny is a wrestling champion. I remember that Looney Tunes cartoon back in the day when Bugs was actually wrestling. Maybe they could make it happen, Bugs Bunny. Since WWE has Bad Bunny, we could get Bugs Bunny on an AEW television show. There you go. And backstage, Renee Paquette interviewed Darby Allin, and you had Sammy Guevara showing up and saying that he does respect Darby Allin, says one of them can take the title off of that prick MJF, and Darby gave him a fist bump as a sign of respect. Very interesting here. Like, do we buy this so-called Sammy Guevara babyface turn? But more on that here in just a few moments. Now, before we get to the rest of the show, Tony Khan talked about AEW Collision. It was officially confirmed today. AEW Collision will be on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, which is a bold choice because you have sports competition. You also have WWE premium live events on Saturday nights. It's risky. It's taking a big chance. Can they draw decent numbers on a Saturday night? Time will tell on that one. But the more interesting story is CM Punk, or the lack of an announcement regarding Punk. Like, you would think that this would have been the night to announce CM Punk, announce Chicago United Center. They did not. Nothing in the press release today. Nothing on Dynamite. And the first location is to be determined. They have like 6 locations for Collision already confirmed, except for the debut show. Very interesting. And there's talk now that CM Punk and AEW are having issues again, possibly over Ace Steel. More on that over at NoDQ.com. What is going on here? CM Punk going on Instagram, calling out wrestling reporters. Interesting. Like, shouldn't this all have been settled beforehand? Man, like, if they don't have CM Punk, I'm a little nervous for this show. Like, it's risky enough as it is doing the 2 hours on Saturday, but if you don't have CM Punk after all this, yikes. Like, this could be a bit of a disaster, but I'm very curious to see what they announce next week, if it's going to be at the United Center. Will they change the venue if CM Punk doesn't come through for AEW? Man, I don't know what's going on here. Not sure what Jeff has against Brian Alvarez, considering that Brian was on an old episode of Extreme Mayhem back in the day. But anyways, yeah, there's the announcement, and I hope CM Punk is coming in. I'm not a big fan of doing a brand split because guys can't work together, but man, there's just drama. It seems like every time CM Punk's name comes up, there's some kind of drama. Whew. Yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough. Don't know what else to say about it. I guess it's we're gonna take this day by day and see what news follows up from this. We had Roderick Strong versus Chris Jericho. And by the way, Hamp Connell, on the topic of Collision, sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Hamp. Says, tell me the AEW Saturday Collision logo doesn't look exactly like the classic WCW Monday Nitro logo. It is. And I don't think that they were shying away from it. I think that they were paying tribute to WCW and Saturday Nitro back in the day. I definitely think it was done by design. And it got a bit of a polarizing response on social media. Some people thought it was really cool to pay tribute. Other people said it was a blatant ripoff and they should have come up with something original. Like, I'm kind of in the middle. I think it's a nice tribute, but at the same time, they should probably try to not get the WCW comparisons so much. And when you do a logo like that, you're going to get the WCW comparisons. So I have mixed feelings on it personally, but I mean, it's not the end of the world by any means. I think it's a bigger problem if there's no CM Punk for this show. But we'll talk more about that in the coming days. I'm sure we'll discuss this on the No DQ review, so stay tuned. Anyways, Falls Count Anywhere, Chris Jericho versus Roderick Strong. Really fun match. They definitely made the most out of the stipulation. They fought pretty much everywhere. They fought on the outside of the ring. They fought in the crowd. They went into the concessions area, and Jericho ended up putting Strong through a table, but then Strong grabbed some softy ice cream and shoved it in Jericho's face. They even fought in the stairwell, which reminded me of the time that Randy Orton threw Mick Foley down a flight of stairs. And I also think there was another incident in a stairwell where Brock Lesnar pushed Zach Gowen down a flight of stairs. Gowen was like in a wheelchair or something and got pushed down the flight of steps. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. I seem to remember that being a segment in 2003. I enjoyed the match, Matthew. I'm not going to hate on this. I thought it was fun. Like, this is what a Falls Count Anywhere match should be. And you got the fans there in the arena. I really liked it personally. So I'm not bad mouthing it at all. I thought it was a lot of fun. And they ended up outside of the arena. And the stipulation was that Adam Cole could not enter the arena. So they did something creative here. And Adam Cole showed up. Chris Jericho was standing there, and Adam Cole was right behind him. Adam Cole delivered the boom kick, and then right in the middle of this little dirt pit, you had like a dirt garden, whatever you want to call it. Roderick Strong pinned Chris Jericho. I was not expecting this. You got to give credit to Jericho for putting over people, although it really did not do much for Action Andrade in hindsight. But hey, builds up some heat for Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho, and Strong gets a win. Strong looks strong, thanks to Chris Jericho. So yeah, I liked it. I really did not have any issues with it. I thought it was a fun match. And yeah, I'm surprised when Jericho wins a match at this point. I thought this was the best thing on the show. By the way, they did mention Billy Graham's death. Excalibur broke it during the match, which kind of was a buzzkill. I mean, I already knew about it, but for people that did not know, it would have had to have been quite the moment ruiner when you're into this match and all of a sudden you announce that an all-time wrestling legend passed away. So yeah, that was a bit of a downer for the match, but I mean, it was a classy thing to bring it up. I think they maybe should have just waited until after the match to break the news and let the announcers focus on it without being distracted. But still, classy to bring it up on the show. And TJS, this is a haunted attraction here in Michigan, so have to give them the little cheap plug. Erebus here in Greater Detroit. Very, very fun place. If you've never been there and you live in Detroit, check it out. We had Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Leon Rush in a match. And this was basically a showcase for Jack Perry, but he took quite the beating. Rush was throwing him into the barricade multiple times. Jungle Boy got busted open. And then just as Jungle Boy was starting to build some momentum, you had Jose, the assistant, interfering. But eventually, Jungle Boy managed to squeak by with a roll-up. So they did make Rush look strong in defeat. And everybody immediately attacked Rush, or attacked Jungle Boy, I should say. Darby Allin showed up, but was outnumbered. And then Sammy Guevara came out there, continuing this apparent babyface turn. I still don't know if I trust it or not. But yeah, Sammy Guevara cleared the ring with the pillars. There's mutual respect, which of course I don't expect to last, because at Double or Nothing, it's every man for himself. I have mixed feelings about Jungle Boy. Like, I get the criticism of him being too small and not being a great promo, but the guy's been there since the beginning. He's been a fan favorite. And I say give him the shot. Like, it's going to be a big test for him. Like, this is truly a sink or swim moment for him. Can he hang in the main event? Can he live up to the expectations? Can he handle the pressure? It's a huge test. And they're giving it to him. I don't expect the title to change by any stretch, but give him the shot. Give him the opportunity. And if you're going to give him the shot, I definitely think doing the 4 pillars match is the way to go. Although, to me, like, this isn't even like top 3 of matches that I'm looking forward to at this pay-per-view. But they still got one more week after this. MJF was backstage. Renee Paquette tried to talk to him, but he knocked the mic out of her hand and stormed off. We really did not get any comment from MJF. We got to see what they do next week as far as the big promo to really get the hype up for this match. Because I'm not sure if Sammy Guevara acting like a babyface is the thing that's going to get people really excited for this match. Just saying. We had Toni Storm officially challenging Jamie Hayter to a title match, and they did confirm it with the graphics, so that will happen. Don't see Toni Storm winning the title. A lot of these matches, I mean, we're going to do predictions next week, but as of right now, I don't feel like a lot of these matches are debatable. Like, I feel like the winners are very clear cut for most of them. Moving on here, we had Ricky Starks versus Jay White. Back and forth match here. Kind of the same deal with the outside interference. Jay White was targeting the ribs of Ricky. Ricky was perhaps on the verge of winning, though, after hitting a spear. He went for the Rochambeau, but then White gouged him in the eyes while Juice distracted the referee. Juice grabbed the chair. Ricky Starks took it, though, used it on Juice, but then used it on White and got disqualified. A rare DQ on Dynamite. Usually it's like no DQ. It's no DQ. But they did the DQ, which they don't do it often, which is fine with me. But at the same time, like they did such a long match here just to end it in a DQ. I would have preferred if they'd just done a one segment match ending in a DQ rather than drag it on for so long and then do a DQ. But yeah, I mean, I really don't care that much about Jay White and Juice Robinson. Like I'm not into the Bullet Club, especially at this point. So it is what it is. Yeah, so there's three different. What's the third one? Is that NXT? When is that NXT show? I don't even know when it is. But I've kind of stopped doing the NXT recaps. I will try to recap that one, but obviously the focus is the WWE Night of Champions. Almost said Clash again, and then Double or Nothing. But yeah, I will try to check out that NXT pay-per-view and do a live recap of it. NXT is the same day as Double or Nothing. So, I mean, I tend to do 2 in 1 day. As long as NXT, it's on at the same time. So no NXT. Basically, that's how it's going to be. I forgot because before they would do it during the day, but they're actually running head to head with Double or Nothing. So it's Double or Nothing. Here's how it goes. For future reference, since we will have some conflicts, WWE pay-per-views, premium live events take priority over AEW shows. So if there's Collision, not doing a Collision recap that night. It'll be the WWE premium live event. If it's NXT versus AEW, it's AEW. NXT's bottom of the barrel. So that's WWE's own fault for putting it head to head with AEW. That's the pecking order. So you guys know for the future. There will be some weeks, like I was asked if I'm going to be doing Collision every week. The plan right now is yes. I will try to do Collision every week, but obviously not when there's a WWE event head-to-head with it. We had our final segment of the evening, which was Don Callis in the ring with Tony Khan. Security was there. We all know how this goes. Crowd chanted piece of shit at him for turning against Kenny Omega last week. He said he is the victim, not Kenny. And without him, there would be no Kenny. Kenny, of course, showed up, attacked the security guards. Then the Blackpool Combat Club attacked him. And Moxley got on the mic, said this is his final warning to Omega to stay down. But of course, the Young Bucks showed up. They were still alive after that attack. And then we got the return of Hangman Adam Page. Massive pop in Texas for Page. He had the eye patch on. A huge fight broke out. The Elite got the upper hand, and Adam Page officially laid the challenge down. There will be a big match at Double or Nothing. Anarchy in the Arena, which I expected them to do, and they officially confirmed it. And they took out Wheeler Yuta with the buckshot lariat for good measure. So yeah, Anarchy at the Arena last year was an awesome match. They're doing it again for Double or Nothing. And I'm hyped for this. This is, to me, the real main event of Double or Nothing. I would put this ahead of the title match at this point. And quite frankly, the AEW title match might not even be my number 2 or even number 3. Like Chris Jericho versus Adam Page is either my number 2 or number 3 right now. And I might even put the Christian and Wardlow match ahead of the AEW title match. Like they really got to do something strong next week to boost the hype. So MJF, if you're watching this, you've taken off a couple weeks here. You missed the Detroit show when I was there. You got to go out there next week in front of the fans and sell us on this match. Just saying. Like, I kind of agree. I kind of agree with X. I feel like this storyline is lacking a little bit. So MJF, pressure is on you to deliver next week. Overall, I did think it was a good Dynamite. They did a solid job building up the pay-per-view. I enjoyed the Falls Count Anywhere match. I give it a solid B. Good Dynamite, but there's still more to do as far as build-up goes. And hopefully next week they're going to be in Las Vegas ahead of the pay-per-view. And I hope next week they can really hit a home run as far as the final build goes. So that's it for the Dynamite recap. I'm sure we'll be talking about CM Punk and all that coming up on the No DQ review this Sunday. Of course, stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest regarding Double or Nothing. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. Much love and appreciation to all of you. Say yes to NoDQ.com, and I will see you all next time.